Hi, everyone. I hope everything is going well for you. We're excited to share a helpful practice for your citizenship interview. During the interview, the officer closely reviewed the form and asked for word definitions. It's important to be prepared, as there's no way of knowing exactly when they will ask the word definitions in your interview. To make sure you're fully ready, it's a good idea to practice answering and defining words in advance. We recommend going over this interview multiple times to build confidence and familiarity with the process. This will help you feel more prepared when the time comes. Let us know if you found this practice helpful. Thank you.
Mr. Mario Labrada.
That's me. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I hope everything is going well. I wanted to clarify, your full name is Mario Labrada?
Yes, that's correct. My full name is Mario Labrada.
Okay. Can I see your ID and the appointment letter?
Certainly. Here they are.
How's your day going?
It's going very well, thank you. I've had a wonderful morning, and I'm feeling pretty good. How about you? How's your day been so far?
I'm doing all right, thank you. It's been a bit busy, but I'm managing. Please follow me.
Yes, sir.
You can have a seat. Then show me your green card and your country passport if you have one.
Sure, I have my green card right here. And here's my passport as well.
Great, thank you. Let me just take a look at these. I'm going to place you under oath before we move forward with the interview. Can you stand up and raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
Thank you.
We don't need to take your photo or fingerprints today, as I can reuse the ones taken during your previous biometrics appointment. We'll start the interview with the English reading and writing test. Do you have any questions before we begin?
No, I don't have any questions at the moment.
Great. The reading test will require you to read a sentence aloud, and the writing test will ask you to write a sentence based on what you hear when I dictate. It's pretty straightforward. First of all, can you read the sentence on the tablet in front of you?
When do we vote for president?
Now listen to me and write down what you hear. We vote for the president in November. Great. You did an outstanding job completing the reading and writing test. Now, we're about to move on to the next part of the process, the civics test. Are you feeling ready to tackle the civics test?
Yes, I'm ready.
How many amendments does the Constitution have?
27.
What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful?
Checks and balances.
Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now?
John Roberts.
There were 13 original states. Name 3.
New Hampshire. New York. New Jersey.
Who was president during World War I?
Woodrow Wilson.
What ocean is on the west coast of the United States?
Pacific Ocean.
Since you successfully answered all the questions correctly, I'll be stopping the civics test right here. You've done an excellent job so far. Now, let's move on to the next important step in the process. I'll take some time to thoroughly review the information you've submitted on your Form N400 to make sure that everything is completely up to date and accurate. This is a crucial part of the process, as we need to make sure all of your details are correct before proceeding further. Can you confirm that your legal name is Mario Labrada?
Yes, my legal name is Mario Labrada.
Is your last name Labrada?
Yes, my last name is Labrada.
Can you confirm how your name appears on your green card?
My name appears on my green card as Mario Labrada.
You indicated on the form that you have never used any other names since birth, including any nicknames. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Would you like to change your name?
Yes, I'd like to change my name, as I indicated on my form.
So you would like to change your name to Chris Labrada?
Yes, that's correct.
What is your date of birth?
My date of birth is April 12th, 1979.
Your country of birth is Cuba?
Yes, that's correct.
How long have you lived in the US?
I've lived in the US for 7 years.
Are you filing for US citizenship through your marriage?
No, I'm filing through the general process. My brother sponsored my green card.
When were you issued your green card?
I was issued my green card on May 6th, 2018.
When was the first time you arrived in the United States?
I first arrived in the United States on May 6th, 2018. That was also the same day I was issued my green card.
All right, what is your social security number?
873-270967.
According to our recent update, you now have the option to request a replacement Social Security card and update your immigration status with the Social Security Administration without the need to visit an SSA office in person. Would you like to proceed with submitting the request for these updates?
Yes, please.
Okay, what is your phone number?
645-372-0783.
What is your nationality?
My nationality is Cuban. I was born in Cuba and hold Cuban citizenship.
Do you hold citizenship in more than one country?
No,
What is your height?
I am 5 feet 5 inches tall.
What is your home address?
My home address is 1185 Northwest 118th Street, Miami, Florida 33168.
Do you receive mail at the same address, or do you have a different mailing address?
I receive my mail at the same address.
Okay, how long have you lived at your current address?
I have lived at my current address for 2.5 years.
When exactly did you move into your current address?
I moved into my current address on October 7th, 2022.
Before moving to your current address, you lived at 12720 Four Oaks Road, Tampa, Florida 33624. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
How long did you live there?
I lived there for 4.5 years, starting from the time I first arrived in the United States. It was the first place I settled into after moving here.
Where else have you lived in the last 5 years?
No, I haven't lived anywhere else in the last 5 years.
What do you do for a living?
I work as a beach equipment attendant at a hotel. My main responsibilities include setting up and organizing the beach equipment for hotel guests.
What hotel do you work for?
I work for the Hilton Hotel at Miami Beach.
How long have you been working at the Hilton Hotel?
I've been working at the Hilton Hotel in Miami Beach for 2.5 years. I started this job on October 16th, 2022, shortly after I moved from Tampa.
What is your job in Tampa?
In Tampa, I worked as a hotel general worker at the Hyatt Hotel.
All right, what is your current marital status?
I'm married.
Have you been married previously, or is this your first marriage?
This is my first marriage. I have never been married before.
The date you entered into marriage with your spouse is April 15th, 2008. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you got married in Cuba?
Yes, we got married in Cuba.
Your spouse became a U.S. citizen on June 21st, 2024?
Yes, she became a US citizen last year, on June 21st, 2024.
On your Form N400, you mentioned that your spouse works as a waitress at Alma Rosa Restaurant. Has there been any change in her employment since you submitted the form?
No, there hasn't been any change in her employment. She still works at the Alma Rosa restaurant.
Can you provide your spouse's full name?
Sure, her full name is Valerie Acosta.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have one child.
Is your child a stepchild?
No, my child is my biological child. She is my daughter from my current marriage.
Do you have any stepchildren, adopted children, or any children from a previous relationship before you got married?
No, I only have one child, and she's from my current marriage.
Okay. Does your spouse have any children from a previous relationship?
No, she only has one child, and that's from our current marriage. She hasn't been married before.
How many times have you left the U.S. in the last 5 years?
I've left the US only once in the last 5 years.
You traveled to El Salvador on that trip. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
What was the primary reason for your trip to El Salvador?
I traveled for vacation, but I also took the opportunity to visit my wife's parents, who live there.
You departed the United States on March 14th, 2023, and returned on March 25th, 2023 from your trip to El Salvador. Is that the correct travel time for your visit?
Yes, that's correct.
Are there any other trips abroad that you've taken in the last 5 years?
No, that's it. El Salvador was the only trip I took abroad in the last 5 years.
Okay, since you became a lawful permanent resident, have you called yourself a non-resident alien on a federal, state, or local tax return, or decided not to file a tax return because you considered yourself to be a non-resident?
No.
How would you explain the non-resident alien?
A person who has not passed the green card test.
Good. Do you currently owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes in the United States?
No.
Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with, or have you ever provided money, a thing of value, services, or labor, or any other assistance or support to a group that engaged or participated in kidnapping, assassination, or hijacking or sabotage of an airplane, ship, vehicle, or other mode of transportation?
No.
Have you ever registered to vote or voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States?
No.
Do you understand what it means to vote?
To elect new leaders.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in torture?
No.
How would you define torture?
To hurt someone physically.
Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen, in writing or any other way?
No.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in injuring or trying to injure any person intentionally or severely?
No.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in causing harm or suffering to any person because of their race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion?
No.
Can you explain what national origin is?
Where a person is from.
Have you ever worked, volunteered, or otherwise served in a place where people were detained? For example, a prison, jail, prison camp, detention facility, or labor camp? Or have you ever directed or participated in any other activity that involved detaining people?
No.
Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, or participated in any armed group? For example, paramilitary unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, or guerrilla group?
No.
Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so?
No.
Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, or participated in any military or police unit?
No.
Do you know what military unit means?
A group that works for government.
Have you ever committed, agreed to commit, asked someone else to commit, helped commit, or tried to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested?
No.
Have you ever sold, provided, or transported weapons or assisted any person in selling, providing, or transporting weapons which you knew or believed would be used against another person?
No.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, detained, or confined by any law enforcement officer, military official in the US or elsewhere, or immigration official for any reason, or been charged with a crime or offense?
No.
Do you understand what it means to be confined?
To be kept in a place.
Great. Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling?
No.
Have you ever manufactured, cultivated, produced, distributed, dispensed, sold, or smuggled any controlled substances, illegal drugs, narcotics, or drug paraphernalia in violation of any law or regulation of a U.S. state, the United States, or a foreign country?
No.
Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit?
No.
Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States?
No.
Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States?
No.
What does public benefit mean?
Welfare, like food stamps.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yes.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes.
Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading?
No.
Have you ever been removed or deported from the United States?
No.
Have you ever helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally?
No.
Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
Have you ever used any person under 15 years of age to take part in hostilities or attempted or worked with others to do so?
No.
Have you ever left the United States To avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
How would you explain avoid being drafted?
To prevent being selected as a soldier.
Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States?
Yes.
Are you unable to take the oath of allegiance because of a physical or developmental disability or mental impairment?
No.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes.
What is the meaning of bear arms?
To own or use a gun.
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes.
Have you ever been placed in removal, rescission, or deportation proceedings?
No.
Have you ever received any weapons training, paramilitary training, or other military type training?
No.
Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or have you ever provided money, a thing of value, services, or labor, or any other assistance or support to a group that engaged or participated in kidnapping, assassination, or hijacking or sabotage of an airplane, ship, vehicle, or other mode of transportation?
No.
Do you understand what assassination means?
An action of killing someone.
Excellent. I'd like you to take a moment to carefully review the updated N400 form on the tablet. Please double-check all the information provided to ensure its accuracy. If you notice any errors or discrepancies, let me know so I can correct them. If everything looks accurate, please proceed to sign on the last page.
I have reviewed the form thoroughly and everything looks accurate. There are no issues.
Sounds good. I also need your signature on the following page shown on the screen. This page includes the Oath of Allegiance to the United States, which you will take during the oath ceremony to officially become a U.S. citizen. Take a moment to read and understand the oath thoroughly. Once you're clear on everything, kindly sign at the bottom. Great job! You've passed the interview. Your oath ceremony will be scheduled soon, and you should receive a notice in the mail within the next few weeks with the details. This will be the final step in the naturalization process, so it's extremely important that you don't miss it, and make sure to attend the ceremony as scheduled.
Thank you for the information. I will make sure to keep an eye out for the notice and attend the ceremony as scheduled.
Just to clarify, since you requested a replacement Social Security card and your immigration status will be updated automatically after naturalization, you should receive your new card in the mail shortly after the oath ceremony. There's no need for you to visit a local SSA office in person for this process. Does that sound clear to you?
Yes, that makes sense. I appreciate the information, and it's great to know I won't need to visit the SSA office in person. I'll just wait for the new card in the mail.
You're welcome. At this point, do you have any questions or concerns?
No, everything is clear. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If everything is clear and there's nothing else you need, I'll take you to the door and you'll be all set to leave.
Thank you.